Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today with my Week 16 MLB Power Rankings. So going over last week's rankings and what those teams did over the past week. And there will be, teams only played about half a week this week because the All-Star break was at the beginning of the week. So last week at number 10 was the Minnesota Twins. They only played 2 games but won them both as they swept the Tigers. Number 9 was the Brewers. They also got off to a perfect start in the second half, going 3-0. With a sweep of the Rockies. Next, number 8 last week was the Blue Jays. They were another team that went 3-0. They swept the Red Sox, and in that sweep, they also won a game by a final score of 28-5. And the most runs a team has ever scored is 30. And since firing manager Charlie Montoyo, the Blue Jays have won 8 of their last 9. Number 7 was the Padres, so they won 2 of 3 against the Mets as they were the first team to not be undefeated in the second half. Number 6 was the Mariners. They had their 14-game winning streak snapped by the Astros and were actually swept by the Astros, so they went from a 14-game winning streak to a 3-game skid. 5 was the Braves, so the Braves won 2 of 3 against the Angels in their only series. 4 was the Mets, who lost 2 of 3 against the Padres. Number 3 was the Astros, who had a great week. They swept a doubleheader against the Yankees and swept the Mariners in a 3-game series to go perfect 5-0. 2 was the Dodgers, another team that went perfect. They went 4-0 as they swept the Giants in a 3-game series, and the Dodgers are currently riding an 8-game winning streak. And number 1 was the Yankees. So they lost 2 games against the Astros, and the Yankees are actually very, very bad against the Astros this season, as they were no-hit by the Astros earlier in the season, and they're batting .151 against the Astros as they finished the series, and that is the lowest in Yankee history against any team for a season series minimum of 5 games. The Yankees also ended up taking 2 of 3 against the Orioles. So this week's rankings, actually all the teams will remain the same, just in different orders. So number 10 is the Mariners, so I didn't want to drop Seattle drastically, but I had to drop them all the way to 10 because 1, they were swept by the Astros, and 2, the teams I'm putting above them had an undefeated week. 9 is the Twins. They're moving up 1 spot after the sweep of the Tigers. 8 is the Brewers. They're definitely on the right track after they had a stretch where they were not very good. 7 is the Padres. Just like the Brewers, they're also on the way up and headed in the right direction. Number 6 is the Blue Jays, as they're all the way up to number 6. As I mentioned, they've been really, really good ever since they fired Charlie Montoyo, and the firing of Montoyo really, really gave the team a much-needed spark. Number 5 is the Braves. They're, as usual, just barely behind the Mets. Number 4 is the Mets. They could slide down because of 2 losses against the Padres, but the Padres are a really good team, so I don't want to penalize the Mets, as the Mets will remain at number 4. Number 3 is the Astros. They could be at number 2. You could even make the argument for number 1, but I have the Astros number 3, as I don't think I could put them above the Dodgers, who have won 8 in a row. Number 2 is the Dodgers. They're just barely behind the Yankees, as they're technically half a game behind the Yankees in the standings. And in my power rankings, this is the closest any team has come to knocking the Yankees from number 1, as I seriously debated having the Dodgers number 1, but I do have the Yankees, as they're just barely the best team in baseball, but it's very close. If the Dodgers continue to win and the Yankees have a decent week this week, expect to see a new number 1 next week. So the Yankees just barely remain ahead of the Dodgers. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you agree, disagree, and why. Let me know who should be number 1, if it should be the Yankees, Dodgers, Astros, someone else. For me, it's between the Yankees and Dodgers. I still have the Yankees, but let me know in the comments below. I do my best to post as often as possible, so make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next video.